Good evening and welcome to Lima Central Catholic High School to Robert Sagerson Gymnasium Court, where tonight WSN brings you a matchup of two crosstown rivals. That would be the Elida Bulldogs and the Lima Central Catholic Thunderbirds. Our pregame sponsor today is Wapak Canada Ford. View our new and pre-owned inventory at wapakcanadaford.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapak, Canada. My name is Mark Shines. My pleasure to play-by-play, and I have a special couple of guests this evening. Driving all the way across the state of Ohio from Massillon, Ohio, Mark Miller back to join the band. And, of course, Jerry Snodgrass. Mark, thanks for making a trip across the state today.
I've been looking forward to this for so long. I almost skipped Christmas because I knew this was coming up afterwards. Great to be back with you guys.
And, Jerry, we have a really good high school basketball game for our viewers today, too.
We do, and I love getting into this environment here. I haven't been here for a while, and what a great rivalry. I love it.
It really is. Let's go through our Wapak Canada Ford keys. Mark, you've got the Elida Bulldogs. Tell us about the Elida Bulldogs game plan tonight.
Well, firstly, it's guard play, and that's because of the two very dynamic guards that Elida has. Zero is Zori Island. He averages just under 14 points a game. Number 4, Amari Wash, averages just over 15 points a game. They can shoot the three, they can penetrate, and if you foul them, they both shoot very well from the free throw line. Number 2, Control Pretty, and that would be Jordan Pretty, the really fine offensive player for LCC, and Jerry's going to talk about him in a minute. Lastly, find a third scorer. The number 1 candidate is probably the third leading scorer on the team. That's Marcus Hill, averages 7 points a game. Brody Altenbach comes off the bench, had 18 threes going into the weekend. If he gets hot, he could be a factor, but I think the prime candidate is Parker Krim. Mark Shine told me he's a beast in the post. I understand his nickname is the Krim Reaper. I love it. 70-plus offensive rebounds. If he puts any of those back in, he could be the difference to help this team offensively.
Thank you very much, Mark. Jerry, you've got LCC today. Talked about the Thunderbirds.
Well, it's easy to counter everything that Mark just said, but number 1, they're going to have balanced scoring. Parker Krim, Jordan Pretty has proven himself. He's averaging over 22 a game. He's proven himself that other teams have to stop him. I have seen other players for LCC, especially against OG, come through. They need balanced scoring. 2, they need very good perimeter defense. Mark just talked about the incredible abilities of the guard play from Elida, and I have seen Amari Wash destroy defenses, and the key to that is if he does, he makes other people like Krim and others so good. And thirdly, I have also seen very good pressure out of a very young LCC team. They need to score in transition. I think that's a big key. Jeff Williams is not starting tonight, but boy, from his guard play, I don't know if I've ever seen a quicker guard, and he's only a freshman. So those are the 3.
Our pregame and our keys tonight have been brought to you by Wapak Canada Ford. View our new and pre-owned inventory at wapakcanadaford.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapak, Canada. Lima Central Catholic 7-6, Elida 9-5, both coming off Friday night wins. We'll have the starting lineups and the opening tip after this. You're watching high school basketball, WOSN. We're back at Lima Central Catholic High School. Our scoreboard tonight is brought to you by Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years with offices in downtown Lima and in Bluffton. The replay sponsor tonight is Washington Plumbing and Heating, providing residents and businesses of Lima. We just turned the lights out in here, didn't we, Jerry? As well as the surrounding communities with plumbing and heating. Catch their phone number 419-339-6729. So we put up the keys a little while ago. We went through the keys of each particular team a little while ago. We'll put those back up on the screen for you. Kind of peruse those, and while you do that, we'll talk about starting lineups this evening. Elida will start number 0. That would be Zori Island. Zori's a 5'9 senior. He averages 13.8 points per game. Number 2 is Parker Krim. He's a 6'4 senior, averaging 5 points and 8 rebounds a game. Number 3, Marcus Hill, 5'11 junior, 6.7 points per game for him. Amari Wash wears number 4, a 5'11 junior, 15.6 points per game and 2+ assists. And Eben Jackson will be the final starter. He is a 6'3 senior. For Lima Central Catholic, they will start number 0, Jordan Pretty. Jordan's a 6'1 junior, averaging 21 points per game. Number 2 is Brady Parker. Brady is a 6'4 sophomore, He averages 3 points plus a game, and also he has 32 assists and just 16 turnovers on the season. Number 15 is Azad Burton, wearing a different number this evening. Azad normally wears number 3. He's number 15 tonight. 6'1" freshman Azad averages 11.4 points per game. Jackson White wears number 10, 6'2" sophomore at 3.3. And number 35 is Dom McKee. He is a 6'5" sophomore at 4.1 points per game. LCC comes in today 7-6. They average 56.8 points per game. They give up 56.5. Elida comes in at 9-5. They average 52.8. They give up 49.1. Jerry, Mark, both these teams won last night. Bluffton defeated, LCC defeated Bluffton 56-53. Elida beat Bath and did so 46-34.
Well, it's a great Saturday night matchup, right? I mean, you come off a Friday night win, close proximity schools, lots of history. There should be a lot of fun.
You know, the other part of that, too, is both teams have very specific strengths. And I think, you know, what the other team does, they know they have to do that. This should be like a very even. I'll be surprised if it's not a very go down to the wire game.
Dylan Woods will toss the ball. The other two officials are Joe Allen and Ben Kramer. And right to the rim, and missing on the opening scoring opportunities. Amari Wash will go the other way. This is Azad Burton. Burton to the rim. His shot's blocked by Krim, and Krim steals the rebound. Off we go the other way. Numbers for Elida. Zori Island in the foul line area, and that one bounces out. He is normally deadly right there. Don McKee with a rebound. We'll go back the other way. Fast-paced action. Burton goes baseline. He will get bumped out of bounds. Our first foul goes to Zori Island.
Well, two good looks for Elida. Neither of them went in, but it looks like their plan early on is at least penetrate and get inside on LCC.
And, you know, granted, one of those was on a break off the tip, but what did I talk about? LCC needs to stop that penetration.
This is Jordan Pretty, 20-plus points per game. His shot's blocked. Krim with another rebound. Ball goes up to Zori Island, and now Eben Jackson. Amari Wash, the leading scorer on the basketball team, and Island top of the circle. There's Krim inside. Parker Krim back down, spins into the lane, shots blocked, gets his own rebound. He is very adept offensive rebounding. Held ball will go the other way.
You know, Mark, you talked about, what, 70 offensive rebounds? Now, granted, that came right back to him, but man, what a threat when you've got somebody that can rebound the basketball offensively like that.
The real key to that, Jerry, he has twice as many offensive rebounds as defensive rebounds. I've never seen that stat before.
Well, he's a big fella. Don McKee for LCC is too, man. They've been banging each other already.
Pretty to the baseline, has to give it up back out front. This is Jackson White. And Pretty again being hounded by Marcus Hill. Into the rim, and we're going to get offensive foul. Brady Parker ran over an Elida Bulldog. Each team has a team foul now.
Well, you know, too, one of the things, I didn't focus at all on the youthfulness of LCC. Wow, are they a young basketball team, but I don't think they play like it at all, especially at this point in the season. But I think they play very, very mature for, you know, the players that they have, the youth that they have.
Matthew Quatman is the only senior on the roster. He plays some, is not in the starting lineup. Eben Jackson, top of the circle. Wash working to get into the lane. Here's a kick out. Island gets a long three. Zori Island lights the lamp.
Not an easy shot. Had a guy right in his face.
3-0 Bulldogs. Pretty pulls up jumper, gets his own rebound.
Good shooters know where their misses are going, right, coaches?
They sure do.
Brady Parker, and now back on top to Jackson White as we swing it around. Pretty's trying to get in the lane against Hill.
Not a lot of double teams on Pretty so far. Elida's trying to take him one-on-one.
Burton pull-up jumper. Azad Burton shot is short. Island running the other way. They've got numbers. Bounce pass inside Jackson. Eben gives it to Wash. Amari Wash had 17 in a win over Bath last night. And he gets a long three. That misses, gets his own rebound. And now Zori Island with another three, and that one spins out. There's Krim with another rebound. And Brady Parker, what are we going to get? A held ball situation that will favor Elida. Here comes our first sub, and This is the guy you talked about, Jerry. This is Jeff Williams.
Yeah, when I watched them against Ottawa Glandorf, he was so quick, had so many steals, has just a nose for the basketball, something that you just cannot teach.
Listed at 5'4", and he is an absolute jet. Here's the ball stolen on the inbound pass. Here's Williams. Throws it ahead to Parker. Brady trying to get to the rim. Jackson White gets a three. That one misses. And I think Jackson White was standing out of bounds when he touched the basketball. Jordan Pretty had 24 in the Thunderbirds' 56-53 NWC win last night over Bluffton.
You know, and every time I've watched him, I don't think he forces anything. I think he waits till it comes to him, he's a good percentage shooter from 2 and 3, and I think that's what makes him such a good scorer. He doesn't force anything.
Here's Wash, adept at getting to the rim, and he will draw a foul. That one will go to, I believe, let's see.
Don McKee, I think.
That would be correct. Don McKee, 6'5", sophomore. He started the starting lineup recently.
Both a sophomore. How big is he going to be when he's a senior?
There are not many people stand beside Parker Krim and are bigger than Parker Krim. Here's a three out of Island out of the corner. That ball's tipped out front. Marcus Hill goes to the rim, and we'll finish with the left hand.
And Mark, who got their hand on that one to make that offensive rebound? Krim,
yep.
Jackson White's looking inside. Here's Pretty. And Jordan gets to the rim, and his underhand shot is a beauty.
Pretty smooth, huh?
Yeah.
Great body control.
Took the T-Birds almost 4 minutes to get on the board, but their defense has held them in the basketball game. Island, low post against Williams, spins in the lane and lost the basketball, but to Wash. Wash gets a three look. And Pretty rebounds. Tip from behind. What a play by Island, stay in bounds.
And also, while he's in bounds, to tip it to the right person to keep it in play.
Rapidly moving opening quarter. Marcus Hill. 17-foot jumper for Hill is long, and here's Williams.
Better get in front of that kid.
And he travels, he lost control of the basketball. Here comes back into the basketball game is Azad Burton.
Burton's a freshman, right?
That would be correct.
He's not built like a freshman.
No, and you know too, when I talked about against Ottawa Glandorf, they held Pretty to 2 in the first half, OG did. And the big key to them winning there was Azad Burton. Had a great game that night. And a freshman, you're right.
Hill, top of the circle, staring at Burton. And now Amari Wash. Evan Jackson. Brady Parker really laid off of him. Zori Island works in the lane. He will go up through traffic and score. Zori's got 5 in the game.
Showed good strength there. A little contact on the shot. Got it up soft off the glass.
Pretty deep three. Splash. 5 in the game, Jordan Pretty.
So fundamental. So fundamental.
His feet set, pointed towards the rim. 7-5 Elida. 2 minutes to go, opening quarter. Evan Jackson. Williams almost with a steal there. Parker Krim. And bounce pass misconnected thanks to the LCC defense. This will bring in number 33. That is Baylor Altenbach. And also into the basketball game, who did I miss? Number 1 comes in, that's Brody Altenbach.
T-Bird's doing a really nice job of collapsing in there on Krim too.
And Xavier Purnell, who wears number 12. That's Xavier right there with the basketball for LCC. Each team has played 7 in the opening quarter. Williams jets around everybody, goes off glass and misses it. Rebound, Baylor Altenbach. Pull-up jumper from him. Spins out, Krim. Yes, another rebound at the offensive end. And he just muscles his way inside. And the rebound, Burton. Pull-up jumper, Burton. Island rebounds.
Good help by Krim. I think Burton thought he had a wide open shot, and Krim came running at him.
So he says, come and get the basketball because I got to tie my shoe. Amari Wash with 60 seconds to go in the opening quarter. And that ball went out of bounds off a T-Bird. And that will allow Jackson White to re-enter.
That quickness out on top by Elida, that's so tough to stop.
Wash looks inside. Altenbach tried to get baseline, throws the ball cross court to Brody Altenbach. And Zori Island's shot. I think Burton goaltended that, didn't he? Yes, he did.
Man, I wish I could have goaltended.
7 in the opening quarter for Zori Island. His team leads by 4.
You know, that's like saying, you know, we wish we could have dunked. Our grandkids and kids, hey, could you dunk in high school? I don't know. We weren't allowed to.
That's right.
You know, the rule didn't allow us. I'm sure I could have, though.
Only in practice.
I'm sure I could have.
Right to the rim goes Purnell, but it's blocked from behind. Krim. And Island gets to the rim. Scoop shot, bounces out. Here's Parker the other way. Birds with numbers, and he missed. Tried to get to Jordan Pretty.
You know, I've seen Krim in football, but not in basketball. And not very often, at least that I can remember, are the big guys on the floor the hustlers.
Yeah.
Man, he works hard.
Right.
He hustles.
You know, you often talk in all kinds of sports about this hidden trait that they have, this trait that you can't coach. He's got such vision. He knows where a ball is coming off the rim.
Yeah.
You can't teach that.
Elida going to play last shot of the opening quarter as number 14, Jonathan Payne, entered. Wash goes to the rim and gets it blocked. Really good job by Parker to get a hand on the ball and call a held ball situation. And with 4.3, the arrow says T-Birds.
Took that shot a little early.
So guess who you put in the game? The fastest kid in the gym to get the inbounder with 4.3 to go. Jeff Williams, and he will get the inbounds pass, and here he goes. And, it bounced out on him after he hustled all the way down the court. A lot of action, not many points on the board. Elida 9, LCC 5 after 1. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. The premier sponsor this evening for the Elida Bulldogs is John Stocker DDS, providing dental care for all high school sports fans. No free throws in the opening quarter, but our free throw sponsor tonight is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens here. Mark Miller, Jerry Snodgrass, a lot of action. Just 9-5 on the board.
A lot of speed on this court, isn't there?
You say, what a fast quarter.
Man.
Jordan Pretty has all 5 points for Lima Central Catholic. Zori Island has 7. Marcus Hill has 2 for the Elida Bulldogs.
Well, a lot of times when there's this much speed, the tendency is to get out of control a little bit. I think we've seen some of that. Maybe in the second quarter it will settle down a little bit.
Forgot to flip the arrow when we just had the inbounds opportunity for Williams to skate the length of the floor. Had to switch it around, and now be Elida's basketball. Jonathan Payne. Zori Island with Azad Burton in his face. Payne gets a screen, gets into the lane, and brings it back out.
Good help defense by the T-Bird that prevented a lot of cutting down the lane and making layups.
Ball's forced up, and we're going to get our first free throws of the game. Remember, our free throw sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken.
And you know why? I think that's a little bit of the raggedness is they're getting good penetration, but there's so much traffic in there that it just nothing smooth when it goes up.
And a little contact. I'm not saying they're not calling fouls. I'm just saying it's a body-to-body kind of game right now.
Don McKee picked up his second foul, and he's going to head to the bench. Looks like he will be replaced by Xavier Purnell, another sophomore.
Well, the T-Birds are also not helping much off of Parker Krim. I think that keeps, a lot of traffic in there to go up against.
Zoe Island splits the pair. That's his first points of the game. Bulldogs had the Thunderbirds doubled up at 10-5. Purnell with the basketball. Purnell into the lane, and traveled.
I think the help defense surprised him.
Our presenting sponsor tonight is Wapakoneta Ford. View our new and pre-owned inventory at wapakonetaford.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta. Here's Wash. Looked at the three and turned it down. Island. Wash gets a three look, and that's a little bit long. Parker with a rebound. He's had a nice game on the board so far. Pretty's going to pull up jumper, and you cannot let him do that. Second three-point field goal, Jordan Pretty. He's got all points, all 8 of the Thunderbirds' points so far. Island gets a screen from Jackson. Here's Parker Krim down low. Island works and lost the basketball to Burton. Scrambled to get it back, and it looks like Jackson White was laying on the sideline, end line, when he picked up the basketball. Marcus Hill to re-enter. Saw some Elida football games this year, Jerry, Mark. I think Elida had the best offensive athlete in the league in Amari Wash and the best defensive athlete in the league in Parker Krim.
I would easily believe that.
Krim gets a lob pass inside. Spins into the lane, waited a little bit long, and Burton stripped it loose. Zod Burton, a very talented freshman, works the lane, takes his body inside, and he is going to get an and-one opportunity as Zod Burton.
Yeah, by Burton. He knew he was going to get whacked, and he still got it up off the rim.
Not many freshmen are that physically strong. The foul went to Parker Krim, his first.
Here's another one. He just has tremendous body control, just tremendous athleticism.
So Lee's famous recipe chicken free throw to finish up that possession. So now 3 points for Zod Burton. And LCC has taken an 11-10 lead after scoring the last 6 points of this particular quarter. Jonathan Payne. Zori Island, deep three for Zori. Hits the rim and bounces out. Rebound to Purnell. Azad Burton pull up three. I think Island got a hand on it.
Yeah, he did. LCC's doing a good job, too, of keeping Krim off the boards right now.
It's a three out of the corner. That will go long. Krim
right.
rebounds and powers right back up. And we'll draw a foul. That foul will go to Xavier Purnell.
Just cross off what I said.
You just had to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, right?
Parker Krim will get a couple of Lee's famous recipe free throws. We've not had any timeouts in the opening half. Our timeout sponsor tonight is Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Parker Krim makes the first free throw. There's Williams back in the game.
Williams is the quickest guy I've ever seen come off the bench
Yeah,
and get to his free throw.
out there, didn't he?
He's got speed to burn.
Parker Krim makes both of those.
Nice touch from the free throw line.
He has gotten a lot better at that as the season goes along. His free throw percentage is not high, and part of that's because he started the season slow, but he has really improved in that area. Purnell hands off to Burton. Elida back up on top by one. Here's Jeff Williams. Jeff Williams, scoop shot in the lane, and he's going to be fouled by Marcus Hill. Coach, please do not make me guard him one-on-one. To the free throw line will be Jeff Williams. Jeff averages 7.3 points per game as he gets a couple of Lee's famous recipe chicken free throws.
You know, sometimes even on the offensive end, it's tough to play with him to keep up with his speed and, you know, where he's going to dish it. You know, you got to really keep your eyes open, head up.
Stay out of his way.
Yeah.
Jeff Williams has been a good free throw shooter this season, shooting about 70%. That one didn't go. The second one's long, but pretty rebounds. And he goes off and under traffic missed a shot. Krim rebounded. Jonathan Payne into the lane. He has to push it back out to Hill. See Zori Island calling the set with 4.5 to go in the second quarter.
I give Xavier Purnell a lot of credit. He's fighting hard and playing good defense inside of
Marcus
Krim.
Hill gets a 3 look. He's got 5 in the game now.
Yeah, you're right, giving the big guy some rest on the bench with 2 fouls.
Burton works. And now heads to the rim, and he goes up through traffic and muscles that one in. 5 in the game for Burton, all in this quarter. And we're going to get an offensive foul. That's going to go against Amari Wash. Into the basketball game comes Eben Jackson. Elida has really gotten after it defensively in the last 3 games. In the last 3 games, they give up just 24 to LCC, 36 to Bryan, and 34 to Bath last. There's a steal. Here's Krim headed to the rim. And Parker Krim has his 3rd and 4th points of the game.
Got a big man like that able to get the steal, able to go the length of the court and lay it in softly.
4-point lead. Here's Burton to the lane, and what do we have? Charging foul. Azad Burton ran over a Bulldog.
And that's the second time that Krim has taken a charge in there.
You know, I like a guy who says, you know, I'm not a shot blocker.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm going to hold my ground and get the turnover the other way.
Yeah, because if he had tried to block that shot, he'd have fouled him.
Right.
That foul went to Azad Burton, his first. Each team has 3 fouls here in quarter number 2.
It's as good as a hit as you're going to see on the football field, I think, there between Burton and Krim.
With an offer this week from Illinois, is that correct for
yeah, that's what I was
Parker
told.
Krim?
Yep. Got some other offers already.
Just
needless to say, he's going to play some college football somewhere.
Just a junior. Here's Parker Krim. Elida being very patient with this 4-point lead. Marcus Hill made that 3 a moment ago. Eben Jackson. There's a Wash working. He just can't get away from Williams.
Yeah, part of that patience is LCC's giving
Yeah.
right.
That would be a fact. Zori Island. There's Krim inside, and he just goes right to the rim. Got a hand on it. I think that Purnell still scored. 6 now for Parker Krim. Mark, you talked about needing a 3rd score, and it might be him.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, he's got 6 so far, and that ball's tipped loose. Krim picks it up. Numbers for the Bulldogs the other way, and right to the window goes Wash, and he scores.
That's a nice job of holding on to the ball, you know, watching it the whole way.
Big run out for Elida. They've taken an 8-point lead with 2:18 to go before half. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. The premier sponsor this evening for the Elida Bulldogs is John Stocker DDS, providing dental care for all high school sports fans. Just had a timeout. Our timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. 2:18 to go, be half. Bulldogs on a run right now.
That makes this an important possession for the T-Birds. Need to get a good shot. You know, I know Pretty lets the game come to him. He's very unselfish, but I'm trying to get Pretty the ball in a shooting position right here.
Like you, this is a big possession, I think.
Andy Parker tried to get his. There's Pretty coming off a screen. He gets into the lane and got the shot blocked, but he secured his own rebound and then was knocked out of bounds by Wash.
Notice how they spread and open things up a little bit on that possession. Trying to give Pretty a little room.
Jordan Pretty, 6'1" junior, better than 20 points per game for him. Here's the inbound pass to him. Off a screen comes Burton. Here's Pretty. Burton's going to get a three look again. That's long. Purnell battles on the backside for the rebound and eventually ends up through Elida. Here comes Wash. Zory Island. And he will be fouled as Burton will pick up his second foul. And is that the fourth or fifth of the quarter? I'll look at the scoreboard. Guess it's just fourth of the quarter. Williams comes back in to replace Burton with those two fouls. Pass inside. Marcus Hill goes up and scores. Marcus Hill's got 7. Mark, yeah, there's your second score, third score. Him and Parker Krim got 13 between them.
Well, so much attention being paid to the two guys we highlighted. The other guys are getting some opportunities and taking advantage of it.
Jeff Williams. As we approach a minute to go in our opening half. Jackson White comes off a screen. Here's Pretty into the lane, and ball's tipped loose, but Pretty scrambles after it, tips it to Williams. We're going to get a foul. This will be the fourth team foul of the quarter for Elida as it goes to, looks like Marcus Hill becomes the first Bulldog with 2 fouls.
Defensively, though, Elida doing a lot of disrupting of that LCC offense.
That will bring in Brody Altenbach. Played earlier in the basketball game. Marcus Hill from getting a third foul in the last minute and 4 seconds of the half. Elida's gotten up to a 10-point lead. Jordan Pretty comes off a screen, gets a 3. That got a hand on it, didn't it? It still went in. He's got 11 here in the opening half. 3 3-point field goals. Is he smooth?
Yeah,
he is very smooth.
Hasn't taken a bad shot yet.
Zory Island in the corner with it to Evan Jackson and Mari Wash on top. See if Coach Howard chooses to play last shot of the opening half. Zory Island works. It's baseline and it's trapped. And Pretty goes after it, and who hit it out of bounds? Look at one off of Jordan.
You know, you're talking about Pretty on that last shot. And I know sometimes you don't do this, but when you're such a good shooter, such a good player, sometimes you have to let the game come to you. And I think he does that very well. Doesn't force anything.
19.9 seconds to go before half. It'll be Elida basketball out of bounds. Sean Powell stepped through that. He was thinking about guarding Evan Jackson and decided not to. Let's see what Elida runs. Island gives it up to Krim. Parker Krim says baseline and will get called for an offensive foul. Parker Krim now has 2 fouls. We'll see it again on our Washington instant replay.
Set himself up right.
Parker Krim will finish the half on the bench with those 2 fouls as Baylor Altenbach will take his place. And 6.7 for LCC to get a shot attempt.
Well, Williams can get it down there in 1.2, I think. So you have plenty of time to run a play.
They've got Jordan Pretty in the corner, too. If anybody helps off of him. And there goes Williams right to the rim. And a long throw that missed everything. Nice kid make a nice catch in the end zone. We played the opening 16 minutes. Elida up by 7. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Halftime at Lima Central Catholic High School, Bob Segerson Court. Our scoreboard sponsor today is Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years with offices in downtown Lima and in Bluffton. And it's the replay sponsor today. It has been Washington Plumbing and Heating, providing residents and businesses of Lima, as well as the surrounding communities, with plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services. You can call 419-339-0729. Jerry Snodgrass, I'm looking here at the Lima Central Catholic Thunderbirds. You mentioned Jordan Purdy. He's got 11 or 16 points.
Yeah, he does, and I think I'm going to cancel out all those keys to the game I talked about. You know, because really they haven't come into play so much.
Yeah.
You know, Purdy has scored, and really there's 16 points just because of good defense by Elida.
Mark, you talked about Elida looking for second scores. They've got 6 from Parker Krim. They've got 7 from Marcus Hill. They've got 13 to 23 from those guys.
Yeah, and that's a good sign because so much attention is paid on those two guys out front. They're not going to get their average every night. Somebody else has to contribute. Tonight they're getting good contributions from that third and fourth score. Wouldn't
you say, guys, that both teams' defense has been outstanding, though?
It has been. I think it's been the deciding factor. We were talking earlier about the the shot clock. There's only one possession, and that was Elida's here. But it was because of good defense by LCC that probably even came close to exceeding 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, so, you know.
Yeah, you know what I like is on a Saturday night, and they both played games last night. One, that Elida against a rival. The other team game was close against Bluffton for LCC, and yet I think the intensity and the energy level is really good, really high on a Saturday night.
I would agree. Elida comes in with quarter scores of 9 and 14 for their 23 points. Marcus Hill and Zori Island each have 7 points in the game. Lima Central Catholic quarter scores of 5 and 11. Jordan Purdy has 11. Azad Burton has 5 for them. Second half action coming after this. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. We're back at Lima Central Catholic High School. Our presenting sponsor tonight is Wapak Dinner Ford. You are new and pre-owned inventory at wapakdinnerford.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway and Wapak. The other free throw sponsor tonight is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Wilson, St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens here. Mark Shine, Mark Miller, Jerry Snodgrass from LCC. As Pretty goes right inside and scores points. 12 and 13 for him.
I think that set was discussed in the locker room.
Yeah, you see the ball reversal, quick how that was, and set up Purdy down low.
Cuts the lead to 5 to the rim, and finishing inside is Amari Wash. He's got points 4 and 5 after his kind of a quiet opening half for him, which is 3 points.
Very athletic move there. Up and under to get around the big guy.
Pretty is going to head to the rim again, and will draw contact as he got inside against Marcus Hill, and we'll get some of those Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throws.
Look how that middle's opened up. They've opened that up so much and allowing Pretty to take and go to the hole.
Thanks to Washington Plumbing and Heating for sponsoring our instant replays tonight. Jordan Pretty shoots almost 80% from the free throw line. That was Marcus Hill's 3rd foul. And there we go, the Mike Shep jinx.
Yep.
With the 3 of us back, the veterans, we've all worked with Mike, and we know as soon as he says somebody is good at something or running a streak, we know
it's about to end.
Yep.
Jordan Purdy trying to get point 14 right here, and that time he flashes one in. And the lead is at 6. Wash out front with Burton. Now to Amari Wash again. Jonathan Payne entered the basketball game. He has the basketball now. He entered when, here's Jackson from 17 feet. Evan Jackson's shot misses. Good check out Parker. Here's Pretty in transition. And Dom McKee runs it down, gets another rebound. He's going to go right back up. Good hustle play from the sophomore Dom McKee. He didn't get to play much in the first half.
Nah, they didn't want to get that 3rd foul.
That was Jonathan Payne's foul, and a minute and 13 seconds into this quarter, and Elida has 2 fouls already. There's a left-handed McKee.
Coming out of the half there, Mark, while you were doing the reads, Jennifer was kind enough to give a shot of the Elida ball boys, one of which is my grandson Jack, And he said I should tell everybody they're the best ball boys in America.
And that's where they develop an interest in the game, isn't it?
Darn right.
I checked, he's all league. He is all league.
Yeah. Here's Zori Island working against Jeff Williams. And he traveled, trying to fight his way inside.
I think that was opposed to a moving screen in there, so gave him the lesser of two punishments.
Here's Jeff Williams. To the wing it goes, Azad Burton. Pretty down low, and he will be fouled by Amari Wash.
Pretty getting a lot more touches this half, isn't he?
And send to the low post a lot against the smaller Wash.
I think there have been 5 offensive possessions by LCC this half. Pretty has touched on all of them. Except, well, he took it out there, so that counts.
Hustling down the floor and getting a shot up, but unable to get it to fall was Zori Island, and Zori will get to go to the free throw line. He's had a lot of contact.
I think that was, I think that was just a mix-up on the offensive, on the out-of-bounds play there that ended up in a turnover.
Don McKee will pick up foul number 3, and to the free throw line will go Zori Island to shoot those Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throws. Zori's a 71% free throw shooter on the season. 8 points for him now. Purnell's back in the game. He has kind of played tag team with Don McKee tonight, with both of in and out of the game.
Yeah, Purnell, like Jerry said, did a great job when he was in the first half, holding his own on the inside, even though he's not near as big as McKee.
Island makes both of his free throws, puts the lead at 8. It's 7 at halftime. Jeff Williams, he's out front with Jonathan Payne. Payne just switched off on the Pretty when he come off a screen. There's Parker Krim. And to the rim goes Jonathan Payne, and his left-handed shot will fall. Jonathan Payne's in the books now. Parker Krim set that up.
Guy.
And we've got, I don't think anybody sees it, but Jeff Williams really holding his neck.
Well, the big guy just road-killed him. That's why he ran right over him.
But his footwork to jump out and play the screen and roll that time. Here's a deep 3 from Burton. Williams tracks it down in the corner. Purnell tries to get inside, bangs off a Krim.
Bangs off of him is right. He got stopped.
And what do we got inside? Some contact. Who's it go to?
I think Krim just ran over Pretty. Pretty was setting a pick to the blind side of Krim, and he put him on the floor.
That becomes important because Parker Krim now has 3 fouls. So things are piling up a little bit here in this quarter. And into the basketball game will be Baylor Altenbach to replace Parker Krim. Elida up 10. Burton. 3 ball. Azad Burton short. Rebound Jonathan Payne. Steal out front. Here's Burton headed to the rim, and Azad Burton finishes. He's got 7 in the game.
Nice to see a freshman control his body like that, going up.
That was a big turnover and basket there.
See Elida out of that double-digit lead. Pops it down to 8. Wash. Here's Payne. He goes to the rim and forces up a shot. Parker rebounds. Here's Burton in transition. To the rim he goes again and finishes again. He's got 9. Here's Wash in transition. Parker gets back. Altenbach gets a rebound. He gets it blocked by Purnell. Pass ahead to Pretty. That was a great pass. And Jordan Pretty finishes at the rim. He's got 16, and that will force a timeout. Metzger Financial Services timeout. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. 4:08 to go in quarter number 3. 6 consecutive T-Bird points. Timeout Elida.
And Mark and Mark, prior to that timeout, I was going to say that this is an ideal time that LCC needs to make a run with Parker Krim on the bench. And, out with 3 fouls. They've done it, forcing that timeout.
Scoreboard sponsor today is Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years with offices in downtown Lima and in Bluffton. That scoreboard has Elida with a 29-25 lead over Lima Central Catholic. Altenbach, top of the circle, working inside. He goes up with a left-handed shot. Nope. And the rebound to Purnell was high for that one. Jackson White. And then Azad Burton calls a set. Getting everybody organized here.
Yep, freshman running the point.
He works inside and will be fouled by Zori Island. Zori's second foul. And a quick look at the scoreboard. I think that's the 5th team foul. Yeah, 5th team foul. So we'll be getting some Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throws with 3:27 to go here in the quarter. Burton shoots 73% from the free throw line on the season. He gets a pair. First one good. 7 consecutive points for the by the Lima Central Catholic T-Birds.
Nice when you have a freshman that's averaging just under 12 points a game.
LCC's got Salina in here on Tuesday night before going to Allen East next week in NWC play. His second free throw goes, and 11 in the game now for Azad Burton. Got 6 of those in this quarter. Here's Island, gets into the lane, has to give it back up to Marcus Hill. Purnell goes high for another rebound. I like that young man's athleticism. Yes. Burton has to pull it back out. 3 minutes to go. Here's Pretty coming off a screen.
Look how wide open that middle is.
Pretty goes back door and scores. What a nice play that was.
Jerry called it, and it's a lot more open without the big Krim in there.
Yes, it is.
18 in the game for Pretty, 7 in this quarter. We're tied now as the last 10 points have gone the way of the Thunderbirds. Wash gets his shot blocked, but there's contact.
On the other side, Elida, there are 2 guys that we highlighted, the guards, 9 points right now. They average 29 on the season per game.
Brady Parker picks up his second foul to the free throw line for Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throws. Amari Wash.
Talking about upcoming schedule with Salina on Tuesday, a tough double weekend, Friday, Saturday, off Sunday. What do you do on Monday? You know what I mean, practice-wise. And you're right back at it on Tuesday, and I'm sure again next weekend.
Hill gets the rebounds. It's tipped out to him. It's blocked by Parker. And here's Purnell in transition to Burton in the corner. Burton into the lane. He goes up, and we'll get an and one opportunity as Azad Burton.
How about that switching hands on that layup?
13 in the game, looking at 14. His team's taking a 1-point lead. The foul goes to Jonathan Payne, his second. And more Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throws.
That's pretty good athleticism.
Nails it, 14 in the game, Azad Burton. He and Jordan Pretty have all 32 Thunderbird points.
That's amazing.
And by the way, they're ahead now. I mean, that's
by 2, yeah.
That's
Here's
what's
Island.
amazing. What a run.
Payne. And Hill was trying to get to the rim and could not. We're going to get a foul that will go against the Thunderbirds.
That's beyond Burton. He was just chasing his man.
Azad Burton joins Dom McKee as having 3 fouls in the game now for LCC. He's going to have to take a bench seat as Williams takes his place.
But it's interesting. I mentioned about they have to have balanced scoring. Well, they got it, kind of. Somebody else besides
more
Jordan
than one
Pretty.
guy.
Yeah.
Pull-up jumper will go back of the rim. Jackson Purnell with another rebound. Class has been his in this quarter. Williams. His team is now up a couple.
Good job of backing it out that time.
Jeff Williams, freshman guard, part of a talented freshman class here at Lima Central Catholic. They won the JV game tonight, 41-32. Jackson White will come and get the basketball. And Williams throws it to Purdy for a three, short. And the rebound gets tipped around and eventually ends up in Zori Island's hands. Island, step back three from him. Splash. Zori Island's got 12 in the game. That's his second three-point field goal. Elida up one. Minute to go, third quarter. Jeff Williams fights into the lane, gives it up to White. Jackson White's shot is off the back of the rim, but he was made contact with. Jonathan Payne now has 3 fouls. That joins Parker Krim and Marcus Hill in that category for Elida. Jackson White will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. He's not scored in the basketball game yet. A couple of Lee's famous recipe chicken free throws for him. Instant replay sponsor today is Washam Plumbing and Heating, providing residents and businesses of Lima, as well as the surrounding communities with plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services. You can call 419-339-0729. And into the basketball game for the first time is Matthew Quatman. He's the only senior on the LCC roster. Jackson White will make the second free throw. Ties it at 33. Amari Wash. He's got Pretty within 10 feet of him, but they look like a team wants to play last shot of the quarter.
You know, I see so many teams do this, you know, and I'm not saying they will, but you see so many teams pull it out for that last shot of a quarter, and then they start their offensive set that they want a little bit too late, and then they're too rushed.
Wash goes right to the rim, gets it blocked by Purnell, and gets a rebound too. Here comes Williams, plenty of time to Pretty. And what, did he drop it on the end line? Yes, he did. The pass was just a shade long.
Oh, we got a good view of that here coming up.
Good job by Marcus Hill to go up and try to deflect that.
Foot was on the line.
10 seconds to go in quarter 3. Wash with Island trailing him. Wash to the rim. Purnell was there again.
2 blocks in a row.
He has had a really nice third quarter, and we will go to the fourth, tied at 33. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. The premier sponsor tonight for the Elida Bulldogs is John Stocker DDS, providing dental care for all high school sports fans. And our free throw sponsor tonight is Lee's famous recipe chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's famous recipe chicken, where home style happens here. A 17-10 third quarter for LCC, ties it at 33.
Well, we got some guys with 3 fouls back on the floor, ready to start this fourth quarter.
Elida will start the basketball here as we start the final 8-minute stanza this evening. Krim. Island with Burton. Burton's got 3 fouls and has just made a steal. Azad Burton head fakes, gets to the rim, and Island steals it right back. In the dictionary where it says quick hands, 2 examples.
Quick hands and unbelievable jumping ability.
Here's Island. He's going to take a long 3. That's a bit short. And Jackson tried to get a hand on it, went out of bounds. This is Xavier Purnell, not scored, but really made his presence felt. Well, now what do we got? Oh, we're going to sweep the floor. Yeah, water up the court. Xavier Purnell wears number 12 for Lima Central Catholic. This is a 6'2 sophomore, has not scored. His presence has been felt defensively and rebounding the basketball.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Matter of fact, the guy he replaced with 3 fouls did not replace him. He's playing so well right now.
Burton tied at 33. Jackson White, here's Burton. Trying to get around Marcus Hill. Pretty skip pass. Parker to the rim he goes. And the rebound to Krim. Wash trying to get inside. Purnell got a hand on that one too. Parker Krim battling for the rebound. And when Parker Krim dies on the ball, it's going to be Parker Krim's basketball, and his coach just took a timeout. Timeout for us too. 6:49 to go in the basketball game. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. We're back at Bob Sagerson Court here at Lima Central Catholic. Our presenting sponsor this evening is Wapakoneta Ford. If you are new and pre-owned inventory at wapakonetaford.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta. We're still tied at 33. We talked about Lima Central Catholic. We'll have Salina here on Tuesday. Elida will go to Salina on Friday night as their next Western Buckeye League game.
And as Mike Shep always pointed out, the oldest
That's correct.
high school gymnasium in the state of Ohio.
I was fortunate to call a game down there in December. I love going to that facility.
Great atmosphere. Isn't
Yeah, I was unfortunate enough to coach in it many times and hated that facility.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
Brady Parker stole the inbounds pass, and we're going to stay tied at 33. Elida's called 2 timeouts and just one. There's a steal. Nope. Yep, he did. It went off the leg of Jackson White. Really good defensive play.
Once again, talk about quick hands. Wow.
Elida's called 2 timeouts. Lima Central Catholic just one, if you're keeping track of those, and neither team has committed a foul here in quarter number 4.
You know, so many people, talk about, big men in the game and everything like that, but boy, when you're coaching or even if you're playing, you just despise going against that quick hands, from guard positions. That's so tough.
Pretty and Amari
disrupts
Wash.
everything.
Step back jumper, short. Wash gets his own rebound. Goes up over Don McKee and scores inside. Amari Wash has 7 in the game.
See if those guards from Elida start to assert themselves a little bit more here down the stretch. Not off their scoring pace quite a bit most of the night, but they can finish strong here in the fourth quarter.
Zoe Island has 12, 7 for Amari Wash. That shot's going to go up, and there's going to be a foul. And Zoe Island will pick up foul number 3 for him. To the free throw line will be Azad Burton to shoot Lee's famous recipe chicken free throws. Azad's got 14 in the game. He's made all 4 of his free throws this evening. Continues that streak with .15. And makes that one as well. He's got 16 points in the game. We're tied. Wash. Marcus Hill playing with some foul trouble. It's Krim inside with McKee. And he will go up and travel, trying to get a shot up inside.
Watch, yeah, he did. He definitely did.
Don McKee doing what he can. He's got 3 fouls and doing what he can, forced to travel that time. Jeff Williams. Marcus Hill comes out to challenge him, and Coach Powell is going to take his second timeout. 5:16 to go. It's a Metzger Financial Services timeout. Watching high school basketball on WOSN. WTOW and WSO and our viewer-supported TV stations show your support with a financial donation of any size. You can donate online at axministries.com. Each team has called 2 timeouts. Each team has scored 2 points here in quarter number 4 with 5:16 to go. We're tied at 35.
And nobody with more than 3 personals, although we got a slew of those, right?
We have a bunch of them. Here's Jeff Williams. Pretty's on top. Pretty goes down the lane, and Parker Krim knocked it away from him. Amari Wash headed the other way in a hurry, and we'll get an and-one opportunity for Amari Wash. He's got 9, looking at 10.
Well, that's one of the big differences that Krim makes in there. Before, Pretty was able to go through there and not be affected too much by it.
Jeff Williams picks up his first foul. Wash now has 9 in the game. He had just a 3 at halftime. Krim battles for the rebound and knocked it out of bounds. Don McKee will be the inbounders to Jeff Williams. And the lead is at 2 as we're under 5 to go in regulation. Brady Parker, Jordan Pretty. Comes Pretty off a screen to the basket. Got Island on his back. Turnaround jumper from the baseline. He's got 20 in the game, and that was smooth.
Yeah, I feel like he's practiced that shot before.
And right to the rim and finishing the other end is Marcus Hill. He's got 9 in the game now. He averages just 7 a game, and he's got 9. Jeff Williams. Burton. And what? Got a foul called, I believe. Let's see what the call is. Evan Jackson picks up the foul off the ball. That's Evan's first foul. And the second of the quarter on the Bulldogs.
Xavier Purnell back into the game for the T-Birds.
Azad Burton, Parker. You know, we do this WSN podcast. The three wise men had a chance to talk with Brady Parker and his dad back in football season. What an engaging young man. Jordan Pretty, pull-up shots blocked. And Zori Idle looked out to Parker Krim and decide not to throw it down. There's Marcus Hill. He gets the ball tipped away from behind, but we're going to get a foul. That goes to Azad Burton, and he now has 4 fouls, the first player in the game to have that situation.
I think possibly, I think he tripped him. I think that's what it was. I don't think it was on the reach from behind.
Island looks, finally throws it into Krim. Zori tries to get baseline against Williams and then threw it away under pressure. I think he thought Jackson was going to the rim,
yes,
didn't he?
Did.
39-37 Bulldogs. Stay tuned. We'll have our Stolly Hustle Award after this game.
Been a lot of hustle out here, that's for sure.
Cannot fault the effort by anybody today.
No.
Jeff Williams. Pretty goes to the rim and scores again. He's got 22 now, 11 in each half.
He's just got such great body control too. You know, anywhere he's around the rim.
Just over his average now. He's got 22. Marcus Hill looked at that one, turned it down. Evan Jackson. Patient Elida possession. Krim's trying to post up inside. And you can see they just lay off of Evan Jackson so that Brady Parker can help inside with Parker Krim.
Yeah, Parker hasn't hardly left the lane all night.
Island got inside and muscled up a shot that will draw a foul. I think that's on Burton. Wow. It is.
So he picked up his third with about 3.5 minutes to go. They kept him in the game, and now he's out with 2.5 to go.
Azad Burton fouls out with 2:32 to go in this one. We're tied at 39 when that occurred. He's going to finish the game with 16 points.
Great game.
What a great effort.
Young man didn't score in the opening quarter. Had 5 in quarter number 2, and he's had 11 since then in the second half. Here comes the substitution in. Looks like he's going to bring in Jackson White.
With Burton out of the game, Elida really can basically concentrate on Pretty. I mean, I don't know if you're going to double team him, triple team him, something, but nobody else has scored.
Zori Island, who has 12 in the game and has made a pair of free throws, will get to shoot a couple of Lee's famous recipe chicken free throws. And Coach Powell discussing some things with our officiating crew, but that call's going to stand.
You know, that too allows Elida to slack off in the paint, you know, and not give Pretty anything, you know, close to the basket.
Makes both of those free throws. His team goes up 41-39. Tom McKee's back at the scorer's table. Purnell hands off to Pretty, and he's trying to turn the corner against Parker Krim and can't. Williams gets a three. Jeff Williams.
Wow, how big was that, huh?
Has not scored in the basketball game. Nails a three ball to put his team up one with 2:10 to go. Not a freshman stepping up making a shot like that. Wash backs up for a three. Rebound inside. It's blocked inside. Krim shot's blocked. Put back up again. And the rebound to Parker. Numbers coming the other way for the T-Birds. Jeff Williams was headed to the rim and got fouled before he could get there. And then goes into the student section.
For the third time tonight.
Yeah. See the foul went against.
Foul against Elida's number 0, Zori Island.
And now Zori Island has 4 fouls, and that becomes critical for the Elida Bulldogs. And Jeff Williams will get a couple of Lee's famous recipe chicken free throws after splashing a huge three a minute ago. Oops, not going to. Foul was occurred before the shot occurred, and we're going to get a T-Bird timeout. Up one, 1:44 to go. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067, or you can visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. That is the third Lima Central Catholic timeout of the basketball game. Elida has called 2. If you're looking for a game reset, each team has committed 3 fouls in the quarter, and obviously can foul one more time before they put them on the line at the second opportunity. It will be LCC ball out of bounds. The possession arrow also favors the Thunderbirds. Timeout for an inbounds play, Jerry?
Yeah, you know, at the same time, I was a little surprised that wasn't a shooting foul, but
the LCC basketball out of bounds, and the quarterback on the football team, Brady Parker, will be the inbounder.
I always love seeing what offensive teams do coming out of a timeout.
They get the ball inbounds to Jackson White, then they reset. Jordan Pretty
needs help.
Spins into the lane and goes off, and there's going to be a foul called, and I think it is on Zori Island. And if it is, nope, it was on Parker Krim, so now he becomes a person with 4 fouls. And this will be shooting fouls for Jordan Pretty as he gets a couple of Lee's famous recipe chicken free throws. He is 1 for 2 there this evening. And that is his
guy you want at the free throw line, right? If you're
yes,
LCC.
sir. That's his 23rd point for the junior.
LCC holds on to this lead. How big was that three by Jeff Williams?
Absolutely. 24 in the game now for Pretty. His team's up 3 with 90 seconds to go in regulation. How big was the foul call going against Krim and not against Island?
Right.
Both were there. Here's Jackson. Wash. Into the lane. Amari Wash. Jumper will roll in for Amari. He's got 11 now. It's a 1-point lead as we approach a minute to go. Williams into the lane. Will go out in the corner to Parker and missed the shot. Good look, missed it. Island. Williams hustled after the rebound, but he was out of bounds when he got it, wasn't he?
Yep.
He needed about 2 more feet on that sideline. It would have been a great steal, but instead was out of bounds. Here's Island. Teams trails by 1. And McKee gets a steal.
Wow.
Williams, Pretty gets a 3 look. Oh, and he missed it. But a follow-up by Parker. Brady Parker's first basket of the game. Here's Hill to the rim, and he finishes at the other end.
Timeout, Elida.
Marcus Hill sprinted down the floor, got a basket in. He's got 11 in the game now. His coach just took his third timeout with 46 seconds to go, and LCC up by a point. How about the play, first of all, by Parker at one end, and then Hill at the other end?
How about that steal by Dom McKee?
Yes.
Incredible.
Way out by half court, the big guy.
Stayed with it, be able to get a hand on it, get it back to one of his players.
So if we look at the situation, Zori Island has 4 fouls, as does Parker Krim. Marcus Hill and Jonathan Payne each have 3. Azad Burton has fouled out for the Lima Central Catholic Thunderbirds, and Dom McKee has 3 in the basketball game. 4 team fouls on Elida, 3 for Lima Central Catholic.
Well, Elida would love to keep the ball out of Jordan Pretty's hands because he's going to penetrate, and it could be in on Krim, it could be Zori. One of them's got to have to foul him, and he's a great free throw shooter. You try not to let him get the ball. On the other hand, I'm sure LCC's figuring out lots of picks to get him just that, the ball.
You look at the Western Buckeye League this year. Shawnee's on top. They're 4-0 playing Kenton this evening. Defiance and Elida are both 4-1 after 5 games and 4 to play into that conference. Spencerville leads the NWC. They're 4-0. Grove and Cressy are both 3-1. LCC is 2-2, and inbounding will be Xavier Purnell to Jeff Williams. Jeff Williams beats traffic and stepped on the sideline. And that allows Island and Krim to re-enter the game. Playing a little offense, defense is Coach Howard.
Where possessions are so critical right now, and that's a tough loss of possession by LCC.
32 seconds remaining. Evan Jackson will trigger, and he looks for Zori Island. Zori went to the rim and couldn't get a shot up. And muscling up inside was Island. That didn't fall. And we're going to get an Elida timeout.
Wow.
Close, right?
It was very
Island
close.
slipped on the floor, and his coach was able to get a timeout with 21.6 to go in this one. And Elida trails by a point. Our scoreboard sponsor today has been Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years, with offices in downtown Lima and in Bluffton. It shows the home team up 46-45, and when this one comes to an end, fellas, we're going to have to sit down and think about a Stolly Hustle Award winner for our post-game show.
Can we give 12 of them?
Well, it would be easier to find somebody who didn't hustle in this game than it would be to try to pick out one guy.
I just saw Brody Altenbach, #1, run to the scorers table for Elida. So it looks like he's going to come in. He is a three-point shooter. Maybe some penetration and kick out. Is that what we're going to see here? We'll find out.
Brody had a big game a week ago. He had 15 points, I think, a week ago, and he has been a three-point shooter throughout his career in his junior year now.
No points tonight.
None tonight.
I don't even know if he took a shot so far.
See, the ball will be out of bounds, and Coach Howard called that timeout, his 4th. It's going to be based on out of bounds. Island will be the inbounder. Jackson. And they got Island trapped in the corner, and they have to take yet another timeout. Final timeout for Elida. We'll take this too. It's a Metzger Financial Services timeout. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Mark, Jerry, that out of bounds play was smothered in the corner. That's what you call scouting and team execution defensively.
Yeah, getting the ball into the Coffin corner there. That's one place you don't want it.
But what happens is you try to fake the ball, that guy coming off and spin baseline and go to the rim with it, but the LCC was just all over that defensively. Still up a point. That is the final Elida timeout, however, as we still have 18 seconds to go in this one. Or maybe we should say in regulation with this one.
Well, if you're LCC and you know Elida's out of timeouts, you're going to forget about guarding the guy inbounding it, try denying, and they can't take a timeout to bail themselves out.
It's going to be sideline out of bounds now with Evan Jackson being the trigger person.
LCC still has a few fouls to give, too.
Coming off the screen, Wash goes to the rim. Ball's tipped around. The rebound comes to Pretty, and he will be fouled. Just lost the ball going up, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
So Jordan Pretty, with 8 seconds to go, will get a chance to go to the free throw line. Evan Jackson will pick up his second foul, and since we're past the 5-foul limit, a couple of free throws.
Elida Coach Howard's got his guys over on the sideline, and they're drawing up a three-point shot, assuming that Jordan Pretty's going to hit both of these. They got to have a 3 to tie.
And this comes into the point. We'll see how he does with these free throws. Do you then foul so they can't get that 3-point opportunity? Pretty makes the first. That's his 25th point of the game out of their 47. LCC has a couple of timeouts left, and Jerry, they only have 3 team fouls, so they can whack them one more time and not put them on the foul line. Pretty again. That one goes as well. Coming down, Pretty lost it, got a steal from Wash. Headed to the rim is Jeff Williams, and that shot goes up. It doesn't go. And LCC will come back from a halftime deficit of 7 to win the basketball game 48-45 over the Elida Bulldogs. Mark and Jerry and I'll be back with the postgame after this. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. We're back at Lima Central Catholic High School, where Lima Central Catholic has outscored Elida 15-12 in the final quarter. They've taken a 48-45 win over the Elida Bulldogs. Our first order of business this evening is to present our Stolly Hustle Award winner. You can check out highlights of tonight's Stolly Hustle Award winner on our WSN YouTube page. And tonight, men, we decided to go with the Lima Central Catholic's number 0, Jordan Pretty.
You know, it's so much about him. You know, you look at points are one thing. I mean, yeah, he's going to score. He's averaging 22 a game, but how he got them and how he doesn't force anything. He's such a, I mean, they're gunning for him, and he still has his 26. Great player.
Yeah, I didn't force one shot.
No.
You know, scored that many points. Always in control, very patient. He was a joy to watch.
Yes.
You know, on a floor with, you know, a lot of laser beams running around.
Yep.
He was the steadying influence.
You know, this is an Elida team they've been 8-1 in their last 9 games, and this is kind of a 3-point loss, kind of a tough loss for them right now. But they had quarter scores of 9, 14, 10, and 12, and they got really good balanced scoring tonight because they got 14 from Island, 11 from Marcus Hill, they got 11 from Mari Wash. Good balanced scoring for them this evening.
Well, you're also looking at Elida, and you say, you know, especially we talked about this is a tough time of the year, and you always talk about, I think all of us in the athletic world, how do you bounce back from tough things? This is a tough loss against a good rival, but how do you bounce back? And that's what really makes teams and makes leaders.
They will be going to Salina now next Friday night for a Western Buckeye League game 2 to try to get back on track there. Lima Central Catholic, quarter scores of 5, 11, 17, and 15 for their 48. They were led by Jordan Pretty with 26. Mark, in a crucial fourth quarter, he had 8 points in the fourth quarter, made all of his free throws.
Yeah, you know, the good ones come up big when you need them the most. And you know, we talk about just 26 points, but how many times did he tip the ball to himself to get a turnover or make the right pass or get a rebound? He is the complete player.
And then you got those freshmen, Williams with the huge 3 and a 16 from Azad Burton. Those freshman guys, Purnell played really well. LCC now up to 8-6. Things are getting better for them too.
Well, you know, that's the other thing too. You know, we didn't talk much about the youthfulness of LCC, but you talk about Pretty. He's a junior. That's big time leadership for that team.
That really is. We want to thank our sponsors today. Our scoreboard sponsor has been Webb Insurance. Instant replay sponsor Wash and Plumbing Heating. The premier sponsor for Elida is John Stocker DDS. Our timeout sponsor has been Metzger Financial Services. Presenting sponsor was Wapak Ford. And our free throw sponsor was Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Mark Miller, thank you so much, man. You made the drive across the street from Massillon to be a part of this. We really appreciate you coming over and being a part of this evening.
I wouldn't have missed it. Thanks for setting it up. Good to see you guys as always.
And Jerry, of course, you and I get to do a game every once in a while together. You made the drive down for Philly. That's a good thing, too.
It is, and you know what? I will say this in closing. For me, I love coming to Lima area basketball. You take all the teams in this area. I love it. It's really a hotbed of basketball in Ohio, and I can say that from a lot of experience around the state.
We had Liam Stolly's name up on the board a moment ago, the athletic director here. He made a little bit special night for us because he let the three of us work together in here. We want to thank our director tonight. That's Jennifer Beck, and Jennifer, really appreciate what you've done. I know it's special work to get the three of us together here this evening. Our camera people, Megan Sherrick and Kelsey Beimer, and Nick Freilich back at the station up, put this all together this evening. We appreciate them as well. And man, it's been a great evening for me. I appreciate what you've done. LCC 48, go to 8-6 on the season. Elida 45. You've been watching high school basketball on WOSN.